noisy on my end because I forgot to.
Hello. Hello. Perfect.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Takeover Racing League Season 5 for round number 8 of the Championship, the Hungarian Grand Prix here at the classic Hungaroring. I'm your coach, Zach RC, bringing you all the action tonight alongside me, my good friend Dara. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing well, thank you. And yeah, it's nice to be back for some TORL coverage. Thursday nights are always one to look forward to. And we've got a bit of a championship battle on our hands, don't we?
That we do, although, of course, Lemons up front starting to run away with it in the Red Bull. If I just check the standings quickly, if I bring them up on my screen, 108 points for Lemons in the Drivers' Championship. Bulby sits in second place on 82. So if my maths are correct, that's about... I don't know. I can't count at this point. Got qualifying going. That's too exciting on my other screen.
Yes. But
Oh,
sorry.
no, go on, no, go on.
No, I was going to say, it's looking exciting. I mean, we've gone past half distance of this in the season. Hungary's one of those ones, and I think it's a good choice to put it in this time in the season, because it's at a point where we have a little bit more competition for this championship, but there's also the risk that you run of, if you go too hard, if you basically make a big risk now, it doesn't pay off, you may not be able to recover that in the championship.
Potentially, I have to wait and see what goes on. I'm keeping my eye on Costas in the Williams. He's just coming around the last couple of corners now. Dara, do you want to take us on a lap of the Hungaroring? Give it the Dara treatment.
Should I do it with Imri? Because Imri's turn 1. I'll do it with Costas.
Costas.
Yeah. Right, he'll come around the final corner then to start his lap around the Hungaroring. Of course, there's some new pit buildings to greet you. For this game, they'll be in for 2023 as you come down towards turn 1, but it's always a bit of a tricky braking zone because you've got to get completely right and into the corner very nicely. Got to get the car rotated, and it's done very well by Costas there, out of the corner and then down towards turn 2. This is a long left-hander, but off camber as well, so you're swinging the car downhill. If we then have to correct it to flick through turn 3, end of the first sector arrives before one of the fastest corners and one of the most dangerous for warnings in the game. Turn 4, 27.9 for Costas through sector 1. Through turn 5, long right-hander. It just keeps on coming. Don't go too close to the inside, though. You can easily spin on that curb. 6 and 7, little hop, skip, and a jump over these two curbs. Got to keep the car moving quickly, though, as you come into 8 and then 9. The car flows with you as you come through this middle sector. Then comes 9. And then as you prepare yourself for 10, you just flick the front end in and hope the rear end complies. Middle sector 55.7 for Costas Imri, 16.2. Into the final sector we go through this 90 right-hander. You've got to get ready for these two 180-degree corners. I mean, they just keep going and going. You've got to be careful on that throttle because spinning is very much possible out of both turn 14 and turn 15, this final corner. Get the power down and get the DRS open and drive to the line. And Costas set a 17.8 as his opening lap time.
That was a brilliant lap there, Dara. Thank you for taking us on that. I believe we had someone join the session a few moments ago. We have Fuzzy Fox in the McLaren. So both McLarens have got cars in the race tonight. So a bit of a smaller grid, 16 cars, but hopefully we'll still be able to put on a decent show for us. And to my knowledge, the majority of our championship chasers are all in the race tonight, save for Atom. So if I just check, we've got Bulbeast, we have Fan, we've got Lemons, and we have Geekin as well, currently sitting in 4th place. Jaden's gone over the line in the Mercedes. Look how close he is to Imri's pole time there. Just 8,000th of a second between them. And she's a former champion up in 3rd position now, just in front of the other Mercedes of Geekin. As Lemons goes fastest, and there he's your championship leader, putting it on the pole position for the time being.
It's half a second as well. Great lap time.
Brilliant stuff. So, let's see what the other drivers can go to keep up. Fans just started his first lap in the Alpine. Now he sits a decent way back in the championship. He sits 33 points out, if my maths correct. It was 26 between Bulbeast and Lemons. So that's one full race victory plus the fastest lap. So some of these guys will be counting on a Lemons no score or race today if they want to close that gap in the championship. Or at the very least, just win the race.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's important for even the championship for Lemons to not win, maybe have a couple of issues. I mean, he did have a few issues first few races. You do kind of think that if he didn't have those, he would be even further in front. But yeah, the chasing pack will be hoping that they can outsmart him over the course of the evening.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to seeing what they try and do in order to make that happen. Hops has just gone fifth. That's Lemon's teammate, another Red Bull, with a 1 minute 16.6. It's still almost a second off of his teammate. You can just see the gap between them in terms of raw pace to start off this evening. Watson's on a lap there in the Haas. He's coming towards the end of sector number 1. Excuse me, we'll see what his first time looks like now. It's a 28.2. I'm sorry, he has already set a lap. He's 3/10 down on his previous effort, so he's got a bit of work to do if he wants to improve things. As of right now, we've had 11 drivers of all set times. So still waiting for 5 more, waiting for Mfuad, Fox, and Bullbeast, and Michel. Michel, he's been my driver to watch for the evening. I've driven with him a few times before on previous games. I know he's quite quick in his own right, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he does tonight, because I haven't seen him much so far this season.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's one of those drivers that can do well for himself, especially if he's got, I mean, a good starting position for Michel, and he often stays out of trouble. But we'll have to see. I mean, this track as well, it's a lot about strategy here at the Hungaroring. So you've got to outsmart. You've got to really be smart about what you're doing with the strategy. Otherwise, you may come up a little bit short.
I think races like those are potentially some of the more entertaining ones. Of course, there are tracks that require strategy a bit more, such as this one, and there's also tracks where you can try and beat your opponents on raw pace. Tracks like perhaps Mexico, code to those with the longer DRS straights. Stay close to your rival, and you can make your way past them with ease.
Yeah, exactly.
So this isn't one of those tracks, I don't think.
Yeah, definitely. And but I hope at Hungary you only ever get a really good race or a kind of mediocre, as Fuzzy Fox goes wide. But I really hope we get one of those absolute crackers this evening, where something happens out of left field. Be quite exciting.
Yeah, never know what's going to happen, especially in league racing. So look forward to seeing what people can do. Imri's just come over the line, 16.2 there, and that was his previous effort. He's starting his new lap now. Let's see what he can do. Of course, he was the original professional pole setter, and here he is driving what you could almost mistake for the 2023 Williams, given the fact hasn't been a huge amount of change in the livery so far. Of course, you could argue a lot of these drivers are driving what they have this year. Given there hasn't been a whole lot of change in terms of liveries, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, I don't think the paint is not the weight saving isn't helping. But anyway, Bulbies is coming to the line at the final corner. Oh, he had a wiggle though. Let's see his time. Of course, championship contender 16.5 goes P5. I expect there's a little bit more time in him for that.
I definitely agree. I think, but for a banker lap, that was definitely a good start. Let's see what you can do over the course.
Oh, Imri! Imri! My word, sorry. I went on ball with him very briefly.
There it is.
Front wing gone.
That'll be the end of his lap, without a doubt.
Yes.
No one around him at least to potentially throw off.
No.
So that's okay.
Who else?
Yeah, unfortunate.
We got... Is that Fuzzy Fox on a lap here?
Believe it is. Yes, it is. He's coming to the second sector. 56.5 was that second split, and now he's looking at that final sector. One of the Aston Martin's going wide there in the back. I believe that is Fry just letting him through. We'll see what Fuzzy Fox can do here. For the last couple of corners, making his way towards the finish line. Into that final right-hander. Careful not to get too close to that wall. Back over to the left-hand side on the exit. It's looking like 1 minute 18. Oh, no, 1 minute 19. And that's not a brilliant lap from Fuzzy Fox, but it's enough over his teammate for the time being, Fionn, who, of course, has had a good... He's been okay in recent weeks, to my knowledge. He's currently making his way through Sector 2, 54.9, his second sector. That's 11 up on his previous efforts. That'll put him around the 1 minute 19s as it stands, but I dare say he can get a bit more out of this last sector. We'll see how the other McLaren does, but how high he can put himself on the grid as he comes to the final corner. Once again, he's used to staying in that middle line on the exit and then over to the left-hand side to cross the line. It's a 1 minute 16.9. That's enough for P10.
I mean, while you were saying though, I mean, Wardy went well, now Jaden's gone second. Only 7 thousandths behind, but yeah, but Wardy said a great lap time. He was on those mediums beforehand, same with Fan. See what Fan can do from the medium to the soft. Of course, that'll be quite a large delta. But yeah,
Absolutely.
Great lap. I think Lemons might be coming around the last, he's on an out lap. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see especially what him and Fan can do on these laps.
Oh, I just see. Oh, there goes Erna.
Yeah.
Erna spins it.
I think we're both flicking through, weren't we? We both saw that.
Exit turn 4. Lucky he didn't catch anyone unawares there. Of course, that turn 4 is sort of a blind left-hander when you look at it in some cases. Not as blind as, say, turn 9 at Spain, but blind enough. Because you're going over the crest, you've got to really turn the wheel to avoid those track limits warnings. He said that during the lap we had earlier with Costas, so that could add to drivers' problems later in the race.
What have we got now? I mean, Lemons was a long way down in that first sector, and he's backed off, evidently. So that doesn't look like it's going to be a deal for him. But I think we'll keep an eye on Fan here, because, I mean, he's got the same time as Geekin, but of course that was a different tyre. And we all know what Fan can do, especially on his day.
Yeah, I've seen Fan as it might be a bit annoying with me saying there's only a rare few times where I've seen Fan really on it. But on those days where he's really on it, he is unbeatable. And that is the day you will see him win. Of course, has he won the race this season?
What, Fan? Yes, I believe so. Don't ask me where, because I can't remember, but I remember he won. I remember talking to him after he won, but I can't remember where. Yeah, he's nearly a second up here. I
feel like I know it was Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Yes,
because he won.
Yes,
I remember because he won in my Monday race as well, so he won 2 times at the same track in 1 week.
Yes.
I've always said that fans' best victories are the ones that are achieved in chaos. Hungary, not exactly a chaotic track, only in its very rare cases. It comes towards the line. This could be a pole time, it's not.
It's close though. Yeah.
Just about less than a tenth off of the leaders, so we do have a race on our hands if qualifying is anything to go by. But it's still Lemons on top, but not by much.
No, and if it does stay like this, I mean, you do have thoughts, you have visions of a DRS train forming, which may not necessarily be a thing. He's on a lap though, I think. After he's gone in and come back out again. Oh, I don't know. Oh no, he didn't.
I was
gonna say for a second there the track didn't go red on the side, but yeah, it did eventually. And yes, he'll have to go again.
I can't tell you how many times I've been doing a lap with someone and not realising the track's gone red.
Yeah.
That's a typical mistake on my end. Just looking, scrolling around here. Ball Beast on a lap, but a bit of a style out of that last corner. It was a tenth and a half up at the end of the first sector. Let's see where he is now. One of the Ferraris moving over to the right-hand side. Going through those quick left and right, coming at you very fast. And he's still about a tenth and a half up, and that'll be enough as of right now to put him onto the third row, perhaps just in front of Cheese. But Cheese is about to start the lap in a few moments' time. 5 minutes to go here. Still plenty of time for things to change. But as of right now, all those top three... Oh, there goes Bell Beast around. And that'll be a frustrating end to the lap. And it just proves the point you made earlier, Darragh, that you can still lose it at that last corner. Simple as that may seem, just take it just normally. But it can happen, and we've just seen it there.
Yeah. And, yeah, I mean, you could say it's so easy to lose the rear end of that corner. Especially if you're trying just to get those thousandths. But yeah, I do think it'll be interesting though, because obviously higher fuel levels at the start of the race. It'll be interesting to see whether they all the drivers can keep it pinned, well, as pinned as they can through there. But yeah, like I said, I think these next 5-6 minutes are going to be very important for the shape of what the race will be, because the qualifying is very important around here. I think it's second only. Qualifying is as important here, like nearly as important as Monaco. So I can't remember the stat, but it's something like that. So yeah, we've got to make sure the drivers have got to make sure they get a perfect lap in.
I've always heard people say that Hungary is like, or maybe perhaps it used to be, Hungary's like Monaco just without the boats and the barriers.
Yes.
It's just a bit wider in some cases. Although I wouldn't particularly put it in the same league, because there are a lot more places you can overtake, especially in that first sector. That'd be where a lot of drivers are looking to do it today.
Yeah, and I mean, we might see a few lunges into turn 4, which may or may not end very well.
I can't imagine them ending well at all for anyone. So
Wardy's improved.
Stray away from
Wardy, he doesn't improve his position, but he's improved to be within a tenth of Lemons as well. So they're all
that's very close to that top 4.
Yeah, they're just concertinaing up there. Oh, as Bobby silly spins into the pit lane.
Oh, I wouldn't even want to do that. He's got time for one more lap. If he gets out there quickly, I see no reason why he doesn't have enough time for one lap. Maybe even 2. Actually, 2 might be pushing it a bit. I don't know. But still a bit of time left to go, especially on a track as a shorter lap as this. For Hungary, you don't it may have been the cars getting faster over time, or it may have just been the track itself. I never noticed, but I never noticed how short the Hungary lap actually is when you look at it in terms of time and you look at the track. It makes you think that's not actually that it's that's not actually as long as it makes it seem. Yeah, they fit a lot into a small space.
Oh, is Fuzzy Fox's spun? I just realised that.
Where is he spun? Oh, he spun at the exit at turn 4. I believe he had someone hit it there earlier. Oh, he's come up in front of Watson. That was very, very close. Of course, he was ghosting, so there was no risk of any contact. But you have to always got to be careful, especially around those corners where you can't see the exit. But not too careful, of course. There's an argument to say that you got to take those risks where you find them, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Hobbs is down. It's not ideal for him. He'd like to be a few positions higher, but currently stuck on a 16.6 in 8th. But yeah, cars starting to come out for outlap. Smoking Trees retired. Yeah. He's not that far off though this week. I think I'd be pleased with that, or more pleased than he would be. How long have we got left in the session? Oh, I didn't see it.
Just less than 2 minutes. Oh, film with a penalty.
Oh, look at that
collision
down there,
with
end of the second sector.
Yeah, I've just caught a glimpse of that. Well, I didn't actually catch the collision, but I've seen both of them on the side, and then before I carried on. No damage to the Aston Martin, by the looks of things. So we might keep going perhaps one more lap. And it's a good thing, because I don't think he's got time to go into the pit lane and come back out again. Well, he definitely doesn't now. You want to leave the pits now if you want to lap in. And you have to put in a very good lap, otherwise you may not make it. So I dare say we'll see a few cars, in particular Wardy, who just left the pit lane. I doubt we'll see him get round in time. We may catch him in the last couple of corners. Oh,
sorry, Imre. I think he clipped the wall on the inside of the final corner.
Oh no!
So he won't improve again from a 16T. So his banker is his final lap time in the end.
Oh no!
But he corrects himself.
Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but he'll have to try and find a way through during the race. Jaden's not going to improve because he's still in the pit lane as well.
Fan's on a lap though. He's just started his final lap, and Imre's starting his final lap too. Wardy's coming through. He's got 30 seconds to make it to the line. I don't think he's going to do it, if I'm being entirely honest, but I said that earlier.
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, so yeah, 20 seconds left. No, I don't think he's got it. As Lemon's got...
And Ball Beast is on a lap as it stands. Watson's on his way around. Could Ernest still make it? I think he's pulling into the pits now. He's done. I believe Wardy will probably also pull in as well.
I think Fan's the first one on a lap, and he's just coming through this middle sector now.
He's down. He was down in the first sector just by a little bit, not by much. Let's see what the second sector looks like. Here he comes on the exit, and he's still down by just under a tenth. And Lemons is up by about the same time in that first sector. Imre's a second down. Ball Beast is a quarter of a second up. That'd be enough to put him on the fifth row. Sorry, on the third row. But have to put him fifth in the order. Fan for the final corner. We're going for some massive improvement here as they come to the line. Over it. And doesn't improve, stays third. Right, Imre 2.4 down. Bulbeast goes fifth in the end, so I was right there. I dare say that might just be in it. Short of a late one, a late shock by anyone in the order, that would be Lemons on pole. The championship leader will lead them to the first corner for Hungary.
And then in hindsight, he only got pole by 7 thousandths of a second in the end. So
very tight. So
yeah,
score to play
very
for.
Tight. And I mean, if you look at that top four, I mean, they're split by 700ths of a second. It's absolutely nothing. So they are all contenders for the win.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, we've got two more experienced drivers in this league, in both in the Alpine versus two drivers in their first seasons in this league in a Mercedes and a Red Bull. So this could be. It feels like shadowing real life in some way. I don't know how, but. Regardless, Lemons on pole. Could qualify with him hoping to carry that form into the race itself. Darry, if you had to give me a prediction for the race now, just anything at all, what would it be?
I don't want to be boring, so I'm not going to go with Lemons. I'm going to go with Wardy. I'm going to throw my hat behind Wardy.
I'm throwing mine behind Fan personally. Those two Alpines, I reckon, have got a good chance. We'll look at the top 10 before we go into the short break between the race and quali. So Lemon's on pole, then Jane alongside him, and it's Fan and Morty on row 2, Bulbeast in row 3, Cheese and Hops on row 4, and Michelle and Geekin on row 5. So that's your top 10 then. We're back within a few minutes' time for the start of the race. So don't go anywhere because it promises to be an absolute classic. Welcome back then to Hungary for the start of round 8 of the Takeover Racing League Season 5. Just 4 more rounds to go, or 5 rounds, sorry, to go in the season. 4 more after this one. Qualifying was very entertaining. Dara, I think it's time to make some proper predictions. I want you to give me a podium. If that's all right.
Oh gosh. Right, you put me on the spot here then. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep with Wardy, number 1. Wardy win. Fan second, Lemons third. So it's an Alpine 1-2 incoming.
I'm going to go with Fan taking the win. I'll go Bull Beast in second. And I'm going to go with Wardy in third. I've kept Lemons off the podium. And that's not to say I don't have faith he'll put in a good performance, but I feel like he may just be outrun by those Alpines. And Bull Beast will be on a charge today because he starts in 5th place, if my memory from a few minutes ago is correct, and he's got 26 points to close in. So any points he gains today on our championship leader will be good points going to these last 4 rounds, which are, if I check the calendar just quickly, I'm just going to have a look, see what the last couple of rounds are. Next year, the final 4 rounds being Abu Dhabi, that'll be next week, Canada, Bahrain, and then Brazil serving as the finale. So make sure to stick on the Takeover Racing League Twitch account for the footage there. So I won't be in around the next couple of weeks. I might be around for Bahrain, but definitely for Brazil. So I'll wait and see just what goes on in today's race, though. So we'll keep focus on that for the time being. Not sure when we're readying up.
This is a random point, just because we've got the time. I don't know if you've got this on your screen, but all of the engineers are like standing inside of each other.
I do see that. Like the Red Bull ones. Oh, all of them.
Yeah.
Oh wow. No idea what's going on there.
I just you were talking. I was just perplexed by what I was looking at.
That is odd. What are they all doing? Oh, this game does make me laugh sometimes. I'll be honest. Normally not when I'm driving. I don't really laugh about things when I'm driving, if I'm being entirely honest. But that's a good spot from you there, I'll be honest.
I've seen a few of these little glitches. That's one of the best.
I'll just screenshot that just to remember that for the time being. We got our countdown now. So the final 20 seconds before we get underway. The formation lap is not on, so we're going right to the race. So we've set our podiums. It's different for both of us. I just have to see who is more correct as the race goes on. So here we go then. Final few seconds before the start. Dara, are you ready for this one?
I'm very much ready for this one.
Alright, here we go then. From the Hungarian ring, it's round number 8 for the Takeover Racing League Season 5. Here come the lights. Lemons and Jaden on the front row. Lights out, foot to the floor, race on, go, go, go. That's 4 different phrases I've said at once. Lemons gets away brilliantly there, but Jaden's still with him off the line that runs turn 1. And as I say that, they come out of the shade, and Lemons is well clear of the Mercedes by the time they enter that first corner. 3 abreast for 3rd place behind them, and there goes Bold Beast. Spinning just a little bit, he's fallen down the order, he's going to lose a lot of spots there. He's fallen down to 14th, that could be 15th here. Behind them, back up front. Lemons leads Jaden, then Fan, and Hops, and Wardy's fallen back as well. I think he's lost an awful lot of place in that Alpine. All of a sudden, your Wardy for the victory is looking in trouble already, Dara.
Yeah.
It's Lemons who leads then out of that first sector. What a start from our championship leader. Jaden there is looking to try and close him down, but he's already about a second in front. And Fan has held ship, in 3rd position.
One person I did see that had a rocket ship. Oh, it was Wardy sits in another position. Another person who I was looking at who had a rocket ship at the start was Erno, who's up 5 places off the start, up into 6th. He was dancing around the outside of turn 2. So yeah, he made a great move there. But a real mix on the strategy.
We see a number of underdogs in the race here today. I'll have a look at the tyres here. Just one car on the soft tyres. That'll be Watson. Oh, he's been challenged by Fuad Aston Martin, and he's going to lose 2 places in the process. There's 3 abreast going into that penultimate corner. Bolbeast gets forced way wide. He was in the middle there. And there goes Watson off the track. Lucky to still be in contention in the race. No damage done to the Aston machine, so he was keep himself going. Michelle and Fuad battling back there for the top spot as Lemons leads the first lap of the evening. Well, that was chaos in that first lap.
Yeah. Oh, I think Michelle's going to go for a move on Fuad here inside of turn 1. He's on them.
Yes,
he's on the hard and Fuad's on the medium, but he does not get the better drive. But he does on the exit because Fuad went on to the curve.
Good exit from Michelle. Round the outside.
Can he keep it? Oh!
Contact!
Right. No, I think Fuad's just driven into the side of Michelle there, but yeah,
Michelle's go how I want it to go.
Yeah, definitely not.
P12 from Michelle. Then no damage on the car, which is fortunate. He'll be able to keep going without too much trouble. His next target will be Bolbeast, so I'll be looking forward to seeing how he does against one of the front runners. Of course, I said to him he'd be my driver to. I said on the stream he'd be my driver to watch for this one. So I'm looking forward to seeing if he can potentially get some points on the board for Ferrari and try and catch his teammate, the 2-time champion Cheese. Behind them, Geekin trying to challenge Erna for the 6th spot. Look how close that Mercedes is against the Alfa Romeo. Does he try it going into the next right-hander? I dare say he was thinking about it, if my reading of the situation was correct, which it normally isn't, but we'll try and we'll see what he does here. The DRS will be enabled next time by, but I don't think it'll affect Lemons, who's only 2 seconds clear of the rest of the pack. Look at that, and Geekin there does go for the inside and gets around Ernest. That's P6 now for the Mercedes driver, so it'll work on chasing his teammate, who has a rear view mirror full of C110P fans to get to turn 1.
He does, and I think Fan will want to get past soon because that medium tyre will. I mean, Jaden, at this moment in time, Jaden's on a better strategy than Fan, and the only way Fan can reverse that is by overtaking him pretty soon. So yeah, I do think we've got to see a little bit of aggression here from Fan. Not saying that we don't see aggression from Fan, but I think this is a good time to unfurl, uncover the crack, and I think I've made up that sentence, but you know,
I think you have. That doesn't sound too right. I have to make sure to don't take that one out of context. That's all we'll say. But Fan, you are right. He does need to unleash the beast. Is that maybe a better phrase for you? And close down that half-second gap to Jaden, which would be a bit easier with the DRS down the main straight. 2 DRS zones on the circuit. Could it use a third second? Or is it
no, sorry, I didn't notice. Erna has spun it. I do not know how he's not have died.
Off the car. Oh, there he goes again.
He goes again. Oh no.
And it's lucky that was off track. Otherwise, he may have just run into Bolbeast there. He's back in the points already, so he's getting right to work. And Fjord's gone around as well.
Here comes
Squad decides through.
Inside line for turn 1, easy enough. DRS will help him massively down that straight.
Both of them just spun out again. And Fan does take 2nd place into 1. Not the best of exits though, but he's at DRS to get away. And as you were watching that, Fjord and Erna both spun out again. There may have been contact between the pair of them, but they were ghosting, so you can't be too sure. But yeah, major unfortunate stuff for those two this early on. Everyone seems a bit spaced out so far. That mid-pack is quite close together, but aside from that, it's not looking that close.
No. And I mean, there is still that train down there, isn't there? Headed by...
yeah, to some extent.
Imri. But I mean, if Bulbis gets a few more tenths, he'll be inside. He'll go down to 10th. Yeah, it's unfortunate for the likes of Watson, Erna, and Fuel. I mean, Erna after that great start, and they're right at the back, which is really not ideal. But we'll have to see if there's a safety car and they'll be back into the race.
Definitely. I mean, but I wouldn't put it past for there to be a safety car. It could still happen in this race. So a long way to go. But Lemons in particular has gone in a very good way about it so far, building his lead almost 3 seconds here within just 4 laps. That's very impressive from our championship leader. Who of course, took himself a while to get going. I remember he was chasing Fan in Jeddah on the final lap before spinning out. He could have potentially won the race that day and might have put himself even further clear in the championship, but it wasn't to be. But now here he is, really dominating. Yellow flag, that's Fiona who's out of the race. Could that be a safety car early on? It is a safety car early on. Well, well, does that throw all strategy out the window, Dara?
I don't think so. I think it's a little bit early for a safety car, and I think medium and hards. I think they'll stick to what they've got. I mean, a couple of the medium runners might go for hard now, but no, I would stay out.
Fair enough. I mean, I wouldn't put it past any of the medium tire runners to switch on to hards, but I don't see a reason why they would, because the hards, as good as they are, probably wouldn't go to the end, at least from here. Unsure as to what happened with Imri and Wardy. I've seen a message in the chat saying, from Wardy saying, Imri, that's not cool, mate. So, unsure.
Yeah.
So we won't look too much into that.
No,
without the context in that situation.
About, yeah.
Afraid not. Yeah. Despite having 2 commentators, we do still miss the stuff sometimes, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But we do as best we can, and I think I'm past Senna doing a good job. And now that we're finished being arrogant about ourselves, here come towards the pit lane. No one's taken so far to see what Wardy does. Does anyone have damage? No, doesn't look like they do. So no issues there.
I mean, if I was Fuad, I'd pit. Yeah, Geekin's in. Fuad, I'd
one taker so far.
Fuad doesn't pit. I think that's a little bit silly, if I'm honest. I mean, he's got a completely free P-stop. Free P-stop. Free pit stop. Apologies.
I'm confused on the motorway or something for a moment there. What happens? Just a quick 1.8 second P break. Right, I'll get the subject off of that. Apologies. So, I doubt Lemons will be too happy. That's a 3 second gap that's been dematerialised just like that, and now all of a sudden fans in with a chance. And must be a good restart.
And I do think this does help the hard runners a little bit, but not massively. But of course a little bit, because it means that those medium runners have not had those 5 laps to get away. So the reverse strategy will come back to them even more than it already would have done.
We'll wait and see in that respect. Right, so I dare say we could be here for a minute or two, because we have to wait for Watson and Erna to catch up, and Geekin's already closing up to the back of the pack, so he won't be a concern. He'll get there by the end of the lap. But Watson and Erna, I dare say we could be going potentially again on lap 9, if I had to guess. So I'll put it at lap 9 and we'll see what happens.
Oh, I hope it's earlier than
that. I do too, but of course we have to wait for them to catch up, and Erna, I'd say, is probably about a half lap behind, perhaps even more than that. But yeah, everything's still to play for then this Grand Prix. Like I say, Lemon's won't be too happy, but I think everyone behind him will be. Ooh, we've got Smoke and Cheese into the pit lane. I'm unsure as to what the strategy is for him. Is he going to go on a set of mediums, I'm assuming? Yes, he is. And that is an interesting choice from our former champion. And one of the McLarens is in the one of the McLaren crew was out there almost waiting for a stop. So I'm unsure as to what they were doing. They're still out there just waiting. I can see them from there. And that is confusing as to what they're doing. I'm going to keep an eye out here just for Erna as he comes down the main straight. I want to see if it gives me the right angle. I'll see if they're still just standing out there. No, I don't believe they are. Well, that was an odd thing to happen. But regardless, still trying to keep our focus on or I'll say we keep focusing on the action for the time being, but there isn't much
No.
as it stands.
I think
It's just a safety car.
I think we can probably get going into this lap.
Yeah, you might be right, to be honest.
I think Erna might be able
Erna's
to
coursing
catch.
a lot faster.
I'm hoping Erna can catch.
I think it may be one of those later starts. That they won't call it at the second sector line. They'll probably call it at the penultimate corner, or just before that penultimate corner if he catches up. Well, he's got that big chicane in the way.
Oh,
But those
come
tyres
on.
will be right to temper now,
gonna
and
be
I dare
close.
say, Erna, it's up to you now. He's got to get us
I think he's gonna do it.
fast enough.
Just.
I think he might just
Come
do it
on,
as well.
Erna.
I'm waiting for Max Racing.
Come on, Erna.
Erna
To
on
the
the
back.
chase.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Here we go. Right back into the action, and that'll be definitely getting put on shorts. Right, Lemons then are all focused on him for this restart. Where will he go? When will he go, rather? I think he may try and go on the exit this last corner. If Fan can stay with him, then we'll have a race. And there he goes. And I dare say he's really caught the napping here.
Oh my
Well,
word,
that's not as much as I
Imri.
thought he had.
Look at Imri here. I mean,
Imri's
look
going
at
for it on the main
Imri.
straight. 3 abreast for turn 1. They're looking at it, going towards that first corner. Who's last on the stoppers? It's going to be Imri who's last on the brakes. Jane jots back, and that's a double overtake. Almost, they've got a car almost around behind them, and that was Wardy, I believe, who almost lost the car. There goes Hops on the inside. Where did Hops come from? Oh, there's contact! And Hops, who was up in the podium place in just a moment, all of a sudden goes tumbling down the order in quite dramatic style. And no damage to that Red Bull, at least little to no damage on the car. And Wardy's had an altercation. Oh, there's been an altercation as well further back. Everyone ghosting, so no damage done. Lemons then has not gone away as much as you might have liked. Fans still there within a couple of tenths of him. About half a second separating as it stands. Imri back there in third. He's really done well from this. Although that contact with Hops probably won't put him too high in the good books of the Red Bull driver.
No, not at all. Imri seems to be making contact with a few people. I've not seen half of them, but I don't even think that one was his fault particularly. But he's up into third now, and he's the leader on that hard strategy.
Yeah, so wait and see what he can do. Bulbies is back up to his original starting position here. He hasn't been going for quite a while, but no, it's only lap 9 of this race. That safety car definitely felt a lot longer than it actually was. And we're 1 lap away from DRS, so if Fan can stay where he is now, then we could have a battle going on for this top spot. But he's got to stay with Lemons as best he can for his next lap.
And Fan is doing well here. I mean, they have dropped Imri, but Imri's coming back ever so slightly on them. Let's see if they can all keep it through. I mean, again, it's unfortunate for the McLarens because they're out in 15th at the moment.
Wow.
So, I mean, again, Fuzzy Fox will want another safety car to help him out here. But
back here,
it'll be interesting to see when the medium runners pit, when Smoking Cheese pits, because he's intent on those fresher medium tyres, but he will have to pit again for another set of mediums.
Yeah. But he's done it. Yeah, but he's done his 3 tyre stop for the race. He could try, I've seen Cheese take tyres a long way, so I reckon he'll definitely be primed for another set of mediums. If there's another safety car around, let's say between lap 15 and 20, I reckon he might bolt on another set of hards to go to the end. Never know. I have to wait and see. Anything could still happen as Lemon sets the fastest lap, but crucially, Fan still narrowly in DRS range, so we do have a race now.
He's just going to make sure he's in there when the detection point is at the end of this lap.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's only one detection zone. That's the thing with some of these circuits. Geekin passing Costas. Costas is going to try and switch back but can't get around him. And Cheese passing Fired as well. Keep an eye on this battle for the 6th spot here. Mistake from Geekin. Could allow the Williams to try and slip back inside and go for it. Cheese chasing Erna, who didn't have the best of exits out of turn number 2. And up towards 4 now. He's cut the corner and there it is. Penalty for Erna. I say cut the corner. He went over the curb a bit too much.
Oh,
there only goes. Goes from
no.
bad to worse. He almost regained control from over there.
Yeah, nearly. But
falling just out the points and being caught by Hops on the way into chicane. Oh, they're inside each other, and there he goes. Yeah, come up right in front of both those 2 cars, very close to doing so. Well, all of a sudden, a battle for the 8th position goes up in smoke as Erna drops all the way to the back of the pack. He's got work to do now if he wants points. And now Lemon's 1.3 seconds clear of fans, taking another fastest lap.
Inside.
Michelle's going for it on Watson here.
He's going for it. He's got a better exit as well as he comes into the penultimate corner. Can he keep it all the way around the outside? If he makes it, this will be a great move. He's still there. I think. Oh no!
Oh, Watson for the second time.
Oh,
around that penultimate corner.
I think Michelle got a bit trigger happy there, and then he oversteered into Watson.
Oh no! Watson into the pit lane once again. And Erna joins in the pit lane as well, so he may have had damage from the spin earlier on.
Yeah, that's true.
And now he's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pits. He's a quite a day.
Yeah, that wasn't a great lap there for Erna, was it?
Definitely not. Race over for Alfa Romeo. They're just their one car in the race. Of course, we've got a few teams that have got 2 cars tonight. One of which has already lost one of them, that being the McLaren team. Only Fuzzy Fox still in the race. Then Bolby's 3-second penalty. That won't help his case at all. Unjust way picked the last one up. Was that out of the last corner before the second split? I think it was, but I don't know how he would have got that. No. Yellow flag, and that is Fuzzy Fox, who's spun off. Jaden in DRS range here, chasing down Imri, so we could see a change in who's on the podium as it stands. On the run towards turn number 1. He's still there, within the range. And Wardy is chasing Fuad and Costas, so it could be see a race for the 8th spot here going on. Fuad looking to the outside. Will he try and go late on the brakes? Yes, he will. Very close to the 2 tyres all rubbing together. And Fuad goes dancing through. And Wardy's to try and get in the action as well. On the run towards turn 4. This could be very dangerous for Wardy, but he gets in front. And risk averted. He's got around Costas there. Brilliant move from the veteran. And now he's going to try and look to get around Fuad as well, if he can. Jaden's still within DRS range of Imri. Those only 2 real fights going on the track at the moment. Everyone else, once again, it's like Singapore a few weeks ago. They were quite split up. Only 2 real battles going on the track. But when that happened last time, there was rain and we actually have weather to discuss. But this time it's broad daylight.
Yeah, I was going to say, if rain comes, then I think I might have to start believing the Earth is flat, because it's pretty sunny out there. And
we're not having that discussion on stream.
No, no, I know.
Only if everyone is completely split up and there's no fights, then we'll have that talk.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, I lose train of thought there. Wardy's going for 9th.
He is going for
going for 8th there. He's looked to the inside. He went for the outside for a moment. Late on the brakes. Oh, he's gone way too deep there. Fuad sees his opportunity to slip back inside and take away P8. Unfortunate mistake from Wardy after he came so close to taking the position outright.
I feel like I've really done over Wardy here with saying that he would win. And
I've done over saying he finished on the podium. I'll be making sure he knows who to thank when the race is over. Of course, I won't say anything's over yet. We've still got over 20 laps to go. That's the thing. There's still a lot of racing still to be done, and anything could still happen. But don't count them out.
Well,
Lemon's still leading here.
Yeah, Lemon's still leading, but I think they'll have to come into the pits relatively soon. I'm talking next 3-4 laps maybe.
Oh, bit of a skid there from Lemons. Could that be the sign of those tyres reaching the end of their tether, perhaps? Because the mediums can only really go around 12 laps, but they've spent a few on the safety car, so they've been exactly pushed to the limit completely.
No, and Wardy goes wide out of the penultimate corner. He's really under pressure now from Costas. Far from attacking Fuad here. He's defending from the Williams, but he looks like he's got himself back on track ever so slightly.
Costas closing in by a great deal.
Yes. Inside
on the run to that first corner. Will he go last on the brakes? No, he won't. But he's made Wardy almost think he's inside, and Wardy went a bit wider on his run into that first corner on his entry. And Costas dropping back though, so not really much help to either one of them. But Wardy has actually closed in a bit on Fuad, so nothing lost in that scenario. I'll just wait for those two to catch back up to each other and for the battle to commence once again. Wardy going over the curve a bit there, but he's got away with it Potentially a warning, unsure. Oh, I see Michelle going way wide in the back there.
Yeah. Not the ideal line there, is it? Really?
Definitely not. Bulbeast is closed up to Jaden here. He's about half a second back, so I dare say we could see a run for fourth into that first turn. Jaden was closing on Imri a good few laps ago, but now he seems to be dropping back again. Here we go then. Looking at the main straight for a place to go on the attack for the driver second in the championship, and on course to lose even more points here unless he gets things together fast. And fast is what he's going down that main straight on the run towards turn one, using the last of his battery. He's going to go for it last moment up the inside. He's held it as well. And that's from quite a way back as well. So Bulby's now been to P4, and now he'll start chasing him himself. It's Wardy on the inside or on the outside of Fuad out of turn one, and he's got the place. Good stuff.
Yeah, it really is good stuff. From both of them. Oh, penalties there. I think Smoking Trees and Fan, I think,
Trees, yeah.
at the same time picking up penalties.
I didn't catch Fans on it. I only just saw the cheeses.
No, I know. I think they came up at the same time, pretty much. So I think the Fan just got his immediately before Trees. So it just cancelled the notification. Yeah, I mean, Lemons' lead is looking a lot better with that 2.2 seconds with Fan. And with Imri, the only other person in the top four without a penalty, is looking very nice for the championship leader. I'd expect medium pit stops in a couple of laps' time.
There
you go, Fan's coming in now. Speaking of
that's a Fan, there we go. In he comes. And that McLaren team start there waiting for a stop, and I think the AlphaTauri team are as well. I'm not sure why they are doing that. So as the Haas team and the Alfa Romeo team, they're out there just waiting for cars to come in. Costa's looking around on Fuad, trying to make something happen. Looking at a switchback maybe on the exit, can't quite get it done. No DRS on the Aston Martin, so it'll struggle there. So Fan was the first to bite the bullet of those front runners and pit for fresh, hard tyres, which will probably take them to around the end of the race if we get another, definitely get another safety car. Oh, and there goes my Siri. That is not helpful.
Hello, Siri. But yeah,
no, it'll hear you. Don't do that. Oh, yellow flag.
Oh, Costas is going to make another one. Oh, pirouette though, lovely.
Oh,
wonderful work there for the Williams car. Harry Houdini was a performer, and I think Costas has tapped into a bit of that. I say that, of course, because Houdini was Hungarian. Imri and Fuzzy Fox picking up penalties at the same time as well, which means Jaden is now one of the only people to challenge Lemons on the no penalty front.
Yeah, definitely. I do appreciate the brief little fun fact there from you.
Yes.
Wait, Houdini was Hungarian? I never knew that.
Yes. I don't think his name was actually Harry. You're going to make me check that.
Why are they called Harry then?
I'm such an information person that I need to know these things. He was called Harry. Oh no, he wasn't. No, his name was Eric Weitz.
I'm not sure if I want you on my team in like a pub quiz.
No, whenever we have a quiz at end of year quiz, everyone is always trying to be on my team. It's quite funny. But yeah.
I can't imagine it'd be like to have all that power.
Yeah. It's great.
I get the feeling these races are like a league race and a podcast at the same time. It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I know, it's great. It's whenever also my shoes but yeah, whenever some of my friends don't know the answer, I might give them a wrong answer. That's a lot of fun.
Smart.
It's horrible, but yeah.
Brilliant fun. I'm waiting for Lemons to come in here. He's coming through the last couple of corners. Does he bite the bullet now? No, he does not. I'm using the phrase bite the bullet an awful lot. When is he going to come in, though? I have to wait and see. Imri's being challenged by Bullbeast massively here. Yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. That is Michelle has gone around, and I believe there was something with Fuzzy Fox, so he must have been going slow. But DRS down the main straight and battery as well for Bullbeast. Here we go. This could be a race for second. Let's go for it from quite a way back in order to actually stand a chance. Fuzzy Fox, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And he's done.
Yeah.
Both McLarens out of the race then.
They've not.
And Fan sets the fastest lap on those hard tyres.
lap to leader. Let's have a quick look at
Oh,
that.
cost us around as well. No front wing on the Williams.
Oh no.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him. So as of right now, about 11 cars are actually in for contention for points. As Fuad looks to challenge Michel down the main straight on the run towards turn number 1, and I think he's got him here. Unless he goes a bit deep, Michel's going to try a switchback. He might get the runs go for it. No, he won't. No DRS for him, but DRS for Fuad, which will keep him in front for the time being. Michel looks around the outside. He's a very brave man. Oh,
Jaden and Bullbeast, they're side by side through the middle sector.
Oh,
This has got
wow.
contact right all over it, but somehow
oh, wow, that's very
they've
close.
all got through nicely.
Costas is out. He retired in the pit lane.
That's okay.
Well, we've reached the halfway stage of this thing. We're reaching the halfway stage, rather. And Lemon still leads. He's led every single second of this race, more or less.
Yeah.
So
Well,
since they've gone off the line, he's
but
led
he
the
has,
way.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
Imre's still in second, he's about 8.5 back. Oh, there goes Jen and Bobbeast again. And this time Bobbeast has got him, I think.
yeah, he has. Very nice indeed. My worry, the only sad thing is, we're not going to be able to get a Lemons leading every lap, I don't think. Because that would have been quite fun.
I mean, if he goes as long as he's hard tail running, something he could do, you never know. Of course, all these cars behind him are on the hards, and the next medium tyre runner is Cheese, who I dare say will probably be pitting in a few laps' time. Because those medium tyres have probably reached the end of their 10th of him, but I'll probably see him take him a lap or two longer, potentially. He's currently chasing Geekin in the race for the 5th spot. 1.8 back from his teammate Jaden in 4th. He's still there behind Bullbeast. Well, the race so far is coming to the end of the 19th lap. It's been a real shutout so far. It's been Lemons who's led the way so far. And he's still yet to come into the pit lane. How long is he planning on going those mediums?
Yeah, he's just taking them longer and longer and longer, isn't he? I think we might see some of the hards running starting to bit soon.
How far is you going to take him, Dara? He's taken 19 laps already.
I
I still only mentioned 12.
mean, I don't think he will, but he's not taking them to the soft, is he? That's
No chance. I couldn't
no.
possibly think
It's
he'd be
one of those
doing that.
little
Woody
things I've ever
getting
seen,
hops.
yeah,
Michel and Fuad is spun it.
Yeah.
And there may have been potentially, don't quote me on this, because I could be wrong. I normally am in most cases, but there may have been contact of some kind with Michel, because those two are battling for 10th place going into that corner. So I'm not going to accuse anyone of anything, because I didn't see it, but that could have happened, is what I'm saying.
I'm looking at Jaden and Bullbeast, and I'm keep thinking that they're catching up to Imri, but they then don't. They seem to drop back a little bit more. I think
Yeah,
pit
I've
stops-
noticed that too.
Pit stops will shake this out a little bit.
Can only hope so,
and
yeah.
Jaden's going to be happy sitting there without a penalty.
Yeah, the only one of those that pack around him to not have a penalty, and Lemons scores quite well up the road. A penalty probably wouldn't affect him too much. We stayed out for another lap, and Imri's in. So that's one of the hard tyre runners that's in before. Oh, and that's Michel around at the exit of turn 5, and Fuad gets around him. So that battle's set to resume now. And we look at Imri in the pit lane, hard tyre runner, making his first of the race before the medium tyre runner. And that sort of tyre management from Lemons is champion material there, if you ask me.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, his tyre management is obviously on point, frankly. And yeah, it was Fuad retired. Fuad's crashed. Is that going to be a safety
Oh,
car?
no.
I hope it's not.
Might be. If it is,
I
it could be a
think
golden
we've passed.
opportunity.
I don't think it will be. I think we've. If it hasn't come out within 5 seconds, I don't think it often comes out. So I think we're safe.
No. Yeah, but I think he's done.
But he retired on
car...
track. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so so no chance for the safety car then. If we did get a safety car, it'd be a golden. It could be golden for Lemons potentially. It'd be brilliant for the rest of the pack trying to catch back up to him. We're down to just 11 cars now in this race, and again, Lemons says that 21 laps on these mediums. Can you believe it?
It's really impressive.
It's very impressive.
I do
He
feel
may
like
go
he's
longer
going
than
for
these.
the tops. I don't know why he'd stay out this long now.
He wants fastest lap, I reckon. He hasn't got any more.
yeah.
Fan has it. So maybe that's what the stress is about. He wants the extra point for fastest lap.
I mean, what's the...
Volbeat is currently doing that damage limitation in his stance because he's there in second place, but he's still yet to pit, and there's cars around him who have pitted. Next car who has pitted is Geekin. Fan passing Cheats back into the pit lane again. He's onto another set of mediums, so he'll be taking those to the end. And he might get caught by Wardy here, though. That's being fairly optimistic. And Wardy says the fastest lap. So he's on the run now. And we're looking to try and chase down Cheese. I think back to season 2, where the final race in Italy, all 3 of those title contenders are currently on the track right now. So that'd be Cheese, Fan, and Wardy. So that day was a fun one, but a laggy stream, unfortunately. It's one of my first few races here. So there's a little trip down memory lane for today. Michelle also pits here. That is a fresh set of mediums to also go to the end on, I should assume. And Lemon's finally calling it quits, putting the car into the pit lane. Now, will Bolbeast go with him?
I hope so. No, he won't.
It's
That's
not.
a shame.
And neither will Jaden.
Oh, but Bulby spins!
Oh, and there goes Bolbeast around! And there he goes now, Lucy. He lost the car into the pits.
I respect that. That is some really... That is good. I'm really sorry. That's fantastic. I love how he's done
You were laughing at him for a minute. I was about to say, Dara, don't be spiteful.
I was laughing
He spun out the poor guy.
No, I was laughing at how he spun and then managed to then, like, style it into a pit entry. It's great.
So I meant to do that the whole time. But he's made that change now. Imri fastest lap on those mediums. But he's gone... those mediums are relatively fresh. So we could have a race of some respect here.
Aye, but look,
And Lemon's onto the hard tyres, so he's not... Oh!
There's 7 laps.
So he's not going for the soft in the end.
Well, it's the right choice really, because it's the safe option. It's the... This is meant to be the certain... the nailed on, but no, I think that's the better choice, because he's got 7 lap fresher tyres than Fan, and he's got 5.3 seconds to Imri, plus Imri's penalty.
Not to mention he's a second in front. But
Yeah.
Fan is closing in quick.
Oh yes, oh gosh, yes, that's coming down. I think it's because of the tyre warm-up. I expect when the tyres are warmed up, he should be on his merry way.
I dare say both those 2 cars will make it to the end, so that won't be a problem. This could purely be a battle of racecraft here. Of course, Fan, in terms of this league, the more experienced driver, the wily old fox out there, and Lemon's the new challenger to this season, and the current favourite for the Drivers' Championship as Jaden comes into the pit lane. And I think... Sorry, I was about to say Geekin's followed him, but Geekin stays out, takes the lead. And Fan has DRS, so he is closing in. And there goes Watson coming out just in front of Lemons. I'll have to move over to the side there, or Lemons just goes through him. Yellow flag, and that is Michelle around again.
Yeah, it's not been the greatest race for Michelle, but I mean, if he keeps going, he'll pick up a point for his troubles.
Yeah, the point's better than nothing.
Exactly.
Blue flags, they're being flown for Watson. He's just got a 3-second penalty going over the curb at 4, or the exit at 4, rather. Here.
Deacon might be going for a soft here. Not too sure.
Potentially. I think he could go for it. Go 2 more laps on these hards. Go 20 on these hards, and then go to the end on softs. Just see how high up the field he can get. I mean, he was around 6th or 7th when everyone else pitted, to my knowledge. Don't quote me on that, because I could be wrong. And I've said several times in this race, normally I am. But we'll have to wait to see what he does. He's staying out this time, so another lap maybe?
I mean, you can see Levens has already now pulled out of that DRS of Fan, and I can't see him looking back yet. 11 laps to go.
Fan had the DRS there. It's not being a second and a half back.
I think he might have got it off Watson rather than.
Oh yeah, true. And not for nothing for Lemons. Bobby sets the fastest lap here. He's on the chase trying to get around Cheese as quickly as he can. If he's close enough an exit, could there be a move at turn 4? So, excuse me, turn 2. Or maybe turn 4, you never know. And Jaden's not too far in front of those pair, currently in 5th place. Bolby's right behind that Ferrari. Pressure on for the 2-time champion, the only double champion in the league, which is a fact I like to bring up as often as I can. Look at them, right behind one another going into the chicane. And Fan, I dare say, may have fallen out that 1 second range of Watson, who's taken a huge amount of pace there in order to actually stay with Lemons. It's just a shame that he's not the one in the running for the race win today.
Yeah.
Geekins again stays out, and Lemons closing in on him very quickly here. He's brought the gap down to about 2 seconds. And Bowl Beast, I'll be looking at him as he goes down the main straight, looking to make a move on the exit. Off the last corner, Cheese all the way over to the right-hand side. That is free reign. The outside goes dancing all around the outside. And provided he's last on the brakes at turn 1, which he's not, Cheese inside. Oh, they come very close to contact. Look at them going wheel to wheel. Absolutely spectacular racing on the run to 2, sorry. And we will not allow Cheese to cross him over. Push Bolbeast up to the 6th spot, and then the chase begins. The pressure's on for Jaden, as you'll see that AlphaTauri getting slowly larger and larger in his mirrors. It could still go anyone's way.
One person I'm looking
of
at
course.
The moment is very much Imri in the Williams car, because he was gaining on Fan quite a bit, and in turn, I mean, he's gaining on Fan a lot and gaining on Lemons a bit. So that's one to look out for.
Could we see?
Might be able to
could we see a
penalty window as well by the end?
Potentially. Could we see a late charge from Imri? Try and potentially sneak first place, at least on the track, away from Lemons. But Lemons, who's now within DRS range of Geekins, so that won't help Fans' problems. Not to mention the Williams closing in quickly behind him. And I don't think that Geekin will go much longer. I think once he loses the lead, that's when he'll call it a day. Make his way into the pit lane for a set of softs, go for as high a place as he can, potentially the fastest lap as well.
Actually, sorry, I've just realised. I don't know why we haven't clocked this properly. Geekin has pit.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I completely forgot. He pit under the. He didn't even pit on the. He didn't even pit on the. Did he pit on the safety car?
Yes. Yeah. That's where he pit.
Wow, we are bad at our jobs. I'll say it right. Or that no, we're not very vigilant. That's all we'll say. But regardless, this is the race for the victory, and Geekin does have that penalty, so it's simply Lemons in the lead regardless.
But yeah,
so we're not waiting for him to pit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Although I dare say he should, because if he keeps him going the way he's going, he'll push those hard tyres 28 laps. Get to the end of the race. And look at Watson, he's still there, right behind Lemons. I know he's on those medium tyres, he's a bit faster. It has to help Fan trouble, so he goes inside of our race leader, almost our race leader. The driver running in 2nd place still, but that could be our race leader in a moment's time. As Imbri closing in behind Fan, we could see 2 changes in place here, and this could be the race deciding move. Lemons not going for it just yet. Watson inside of him, quite literally inside of our championship leader, and there he goes. Around he goes, and could that be him out of the race? No, it's not. Once again, Watson's evaded DNFing. Oh, Lemons, I've just missed the crucial pass.
Don't worry, I got it, it's fine.
Oh, thank God, it's actually later if I can make a short out of that. But Lemons into the lead then, and that could be all she wrote, because he's on those much fresher, hard tyres compared to Geekin's ones that have really gone the distance here. And Imri still chasing Fan. All he's got to do is be smart with it. Don't go for anything too stupid. He's got 7 laps to run down Lemons. And the gap between the pair of them as it stands, 2.5 seconds. And look at Lemons getting away from Geekin, which was expected if I'm being entirely honest. But he's had a brilliant race as the Mercedes driver. Outperforming his teammate, at least in terms of position on track. But Jane probably might also close in a bit as well. But he's got 5 seconds to close. And Imri still there behind Fan, ever pushing him to the limit. There is your top 4, all there, they're all there, one view. 1.5 seconds between Lemons and Geekin now. As Imri be looking for 3rd. In terms of penalties, everyone there has got 3 seconds, so it is all even between them. So as of right now, Geekin will finish 2nd, Fan 3rd, Imri 4th. There'll be no change for any of them.
No, yeah, you're right there. But I mean, then again...
Yellow flag, 63.
Yeah,
Watson very nearly putting the car from the barrier, literally through the barrier.
Jaden might
Shunting,
be
yeah.
catching up. Geekin going very, very, very slowly indeed. He's going to slow up Fan.
Yellow flag. Bobby surround.
Imri to the inside of 4 though, on for Fan. Oh, he's cut the corner a little bit there, and he's not going to take the position either. And all of this is going to help Jaden because all 3 of these guys have a penalty. And Jaden is eating away, and he's getting closer and closer to the back of all 3 of them. And he might be able to take all 3 of them on the penalty. He's finished second here. If this carries on. Oh,
and
but
Bobby's out.
Oh no, is that going to be a safety car?
He spun it.
Yes.
A moment ago, and yes, it is. Well, all of a sudden we have a race on our hands.
Do you pit for soft if you're lemons? I think yes. I think yes if you're lemons, you pit for softs here because everyone else has penalties.
Oh. And this is a godsend for Geekin, I'll tell you that. No, he doesn't have to struggle to the end on soft,
Lemons
on hard. But crucial moment. And I was about to say, Geekin say that as well. Imri stays out.
Jaden, correct decision for him.
That could be a smart move from Imri because those medium tyres, they've done 9 laps already, but he'll get a few laps away from them in terms of grip. He'll get a few laps added on. Soft tyres for Fan, soft tyres for Geekin. Jaden has no penalties. Lemons also has, so this will be a game of penalties at the end of it. Penalty shootout. If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
And we have 10 cars left in the running, so after all of that, Watson will still score a precious point here today.
He will.
And it is really now. It is anyone's game. I mean, Michel's down the soft tyres, but I mean, a ludicrous scenario here. He could still actually end up with a good finish if there's chaos in front of him. Geekin, Fan, and Cheese all on soft tyres. Imri on the mediums. No one's got more than 3 seconds in terms of penalties. So 3 is the magic number in this case. That's what we're looking at in terms of gaps. If Geekin was to take the lead away from Lemons, you need to pull 3 seconds by the time this one's over. And I believe we may actually have 3 laps to go when we get to the end of this one. Well, it's actually even more than that. Maybe even less. You never know.
No, I think.
Now,
I don't think that Michel's going to catch it at the end of next lap.
No, definitely not this lap. I think the lap
it's
after
nigh on
maybe.
impossible for Michel to catch it in the next lap.
So we're thinking we'll be going again 3 more laps at the end.
Maybe. Oh, it's going to be close. I'll tell you, it's going to be very close.
Close to Erna earlier, because Erna came very close to.
Yeah, it's going to be closer than earlier.
stuff.
Oh well, maybe. Oh, I don't know. It's going to be tight. I think Michel's about 5 seconds behind where I'd have forgotten who it was last time. Whoever that was, I think it was Michel, wasn't it, or someone? I really can't remember. It's Michel's, sorry. But they were 5 seconds. Michel is 5 seconds behind on the track where the last one was, and that was close. I'm explaining this really badly, but what I'm trying to say is, if it goes in at the end of this lap, it's going to be the latest call we've ever seen.
Yeah, honestly, I do think I agree with you. Watson is a lap behind, isn't he?
Yes.
So I dare say he may drop away and just let Michel do his thing, because Watson, let's be honest, there's nothing to race for here. It'll take the point and he'll go home, and that'll be that. I am looking forward to this restart because despite these penalties, if something goes wrong for Lemons and for Jaden, it's fair game for everyone else. And I feel so bad for Lemons if things were to not go as well after the brilliant job he's had. But you never know. Anything could happen. You've got to adapt to changes on track, and the driver who can adapt the best will get the victory here today. I dare say.
Yeah. No, I happen to agree with you there. And yeah.
Those soft tyres.
On reflection, I don't think we're coming at the end of this lap. I think Michel's further behind than I thought he was.
Yeah, I think lap 33 will be when we're restarting. So we're just waiting here for that to happen.
Oh, I think Watson was letting Hops by, but Hops is in AI and his car hasn't pit.
That is true.
I've never seen a 30-lap old tyres in my life.
He left earlier, I believe. I think he may have left when he spun out earlier on. May have forgotten to retire. And yet he's going to end up. And yet, actually, no, he won't end up with points because he might. He may end up with a point at the last moment because he'll. That will end up getting disqualified. which, considering he left the race earlier, which would be fair to put down as a DNF. Watson into the pits. And Mitchell as well. But those two should definitely catch up by the time we get to the end of the lap. And they're going for a fresher soft, I think. They might be trying to grab the fastest lap while it's guaranteed they'll score points.
Well, we know the safety car's going to come in at the end of this lap. So, yeah, if they catch up, they catch up. And if they don't, they don't.
Oh, Jaden went a bit wide there. And that's allowed Geekin to now move inside and take away third, I think.
It's interesting.
So we can give that back, or
That might have been coordinated.
potentially. I'm not sure the game really allows that, does it?
Well, did he go off the track?
It may. I think he did. He went wide at turn 4.
I think that's
Turn 4. I keep saying turn 4. It's turn 2.
all fair game there then.
So Geekin's the one with the chance here. Jaden has no penalties, so he's sacrificing things here. However, perhaps he believes he doesn't have the pace around to keep up with Lemons on the warm mediums. And as Watson and Mitchell catch up to the back of the pack, I dare say it, Dara, that we're about to find out. Lemons is the favourite. There's no doubt about that.
No.
Imri's there behind him. 3 seconds for him, Geekin, Fan, Cheese, and Watson. And as the message is called from race control for the safety car to come in on this lap, I dare say that we have a race on our hands, a real race on our hands. After 32 laps of action, this is what it all comes down to.
Yeah, we're going to have a 3-lap sprint. There's going to be about 100 metres worth of DRS at the end of this third lap. We await for Lemons to put his foot on the floor, but he'll want to be careful. Geekin is lurking. And I think Geekin is the one to really watch out for here.
Despite that penalty, he got plenty of time to try and make that back up. Oh, and Lemons hasn't had a brilliant restart there. Imri's still there with him. So this hasn't gone his way at all. He's still in the lead, but Imri could go for something at turn 1. He has to be a brave man to go for it from there. And down towards turn 1, Wardy looking on the inside. So Fan looking inside of Jaden, and he might just get him here on the exit. Yes, he will. And there goes Imri to the outside, trying to find a way around Lemons. Not going to get in there. Lemons just hangs it on in the middle lane, and there goes. I thought they were almost 3 abreast behind him for a moment. Cheese and Mitchell up to 7th place now. He's just getting around Wardy. Cheese in 6th, Jaden in 5th, Fan 4th, and it is still very close to the top. And Lemons is not getting away at all here. So if Geeking can get around Imri quick, then I dare say you'll have a chance here. As Cheese passing Jaden, those two went side by side on the exit of the chicane there. Brilliant stuff.
But it is really close up at the front here, isn't it? I mean, everyone who's still in their car and not a lap down is within
Oh,
this
and there goes
DRS
Jaden around.
It's a shame for Jaden. He was penalty free. I mean, all of a sudden,
no.
can I just point out, Orion Lemons let through Michelle before he caught the safety car so that he could catch the back of the pack. Michelle now stands to gain 2nd from that, behind
That's
Lemons.
unbelievable. Provided he holds on for these next 2 laps. And if something was to happen to Lemons, then Michelle would end up with the race victory. And that is quite mad to think. An underdog winner, you could not have created any better than that. But that is if something was to happen to Lemons. And right now, he's in good control of this thing. But anything could still happen. Contact in the last lap would so this whole thing is disrepute. And Mitchell is dropping back, but it's not enough for anyone to gain. Imri chasing Lemons.
And the funny thing is, Imri and Geekin here are realistically fighting for 4th. Because look at Wardy.
That is true. Because Wardy wanted them on the podium as well, I dare say.
It's going to be a race about keeping your nose clean, isn't it? But in the end.
Keeping your head as well in these late stages. If Lemons can contend with the pressure behind him. Oh, Imri almost losing the car a bit there. Now, as long as no one goes for any silly risk, especially in Michelle and Wardy's case, then they'll end up with a podium finish here. And all Lemons has got to do is hold on for one more lap. And past that detection point, which won't be necessary this time round, Lemons, 6/10 clear as they come on to the final lap. And there it is.
Here. Look at him on Geekin. Inside line.
Go for it here. I dare say he's going for what will be 5th place on the track. He's on the inside, and Hop's been disqualified. Hop's disqualified for failing to use the tyre compounds, but he left the race a while ago, so No, not much difference there. Geekin still on the inside of Fan. And Cheese is going inside. Cheese is trying to make something happen here. And Michelle driving back, still on course for second. At least to my knowledge, he's on course for second. Yes, he is. And Fan and Geekin very close to contact. Look at them go. I dare say that Lemons has this race been wrapped up. Short of any mistakes here on this last lap. Those Hards have done 12 laps, no issue in terms of tyre wear. Geekin and Cheese side by side. And they come very close to contact. And it's fallen apart for Geekin here. Down in 5th place, the lowest of those 4 rounds of penalties. Things have not gone his way at all. Everything has gone the way of Lemons, who has led almost every single lap on the way to what would be an emphatic victory for the Red Bull driver, who's closing those last couple of corners. And for that final right-handed cap off a dominant display, it's your championship leader, Orion Lemons, who extends his lead and wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. And over the line, your podium finishers, Michel finishes in 2nd place, and Imri narrowly has a podium finish in hand by less than a 10th over Wardy. Great end to the race. Michel 2nd, that's my highlight. Who would have thought that? Keeping his nose clean throughout the day. But Lemons is your winner. Dominant drive from him, it has to be said.
I think he's going to say a big, big thank you to Lemons. Because Lemons let it pass, and Lemons is the only car that beat him in the end. So yeah, proud of himself, really. Great comeback on the shot.
Definitely. And Lemons has just put 5 in the chat. Is that his 5th win of the season, Dara?
I believe so, yes.
That'd be a big extension in the championship, especially given Bolbeast's retirement, and the fact that none of his fellow contenders finished on the podium at least. So this could be a massive, massive result in the favour of Orion Lemons, putting the championship that little bit out of reach, similar to how Verstappen did last year. He's definitely driven like Verstappen would today, but didn't need the spin in order to take the win.
A little bit of rhyming there.
I knew I was doing. Right. So, we'll go through the final results of the race here. So, Lemons takes the victory with Michel in 2nd and Imru 3rd. A podium that I don't think any of us had any of these 3 drivers on the podium, if I'm being honest. So, we've done horribly there. Wardy in 4th, Fam 5th, Cheese in 6th, Geek in 7th, Jade in 8th, Watson 9th, and your retirees, Bolbeast, Fuad, Costas, Fuzzy Fox, Erna, Fjorn, and Hops disqualified on the final lap for leaving earlier on and not taking any tyre compounds. Dara, mate, well, we'll get into his going if we can, but first, give me your thoughts.
I keep thinking of Michel. I mean, Lemons dominated that race, but yeah, Michel really is the story, finishing in 2nd. Imri only just taking a podium, and just his 700th, I think it was, in the end.
Yep.
And I think Wardy will be a little bit disappointed to just miss out, but it's a good recovery again from him. 4th, I don't think he was in 4th all race long, so to finish 4th, I think he'll be very pleased about.
Yes, I think I do completely agree. Should we try and get some interviews in then?
We can.
See if we can get Lemons in.
Are you trying to get them in, or?
I can try, yeah.
No, you don't need to. I'm just trying to work out how we're gonna work it.
I'll try. Okay. But no, very exciting race. Hope you guys enjoyed it down in the chat as well. Oh, Christ, I've had overall 82 views over the course of this stream, which for me is very, very good. So thank you to everyone over the course of the stream who tuned in, and of course over on the Twitch as well. Very insane stuff all around. That last restart in particular was the highlight of this one.
Yeah.
We just have to see if we're able to get these guys in. Where we get them? Do you reckon we get them in the race voice chat, or we get them?
We could try and get them in the race voice chat, actually. If we,
so I'll switch over to that.
Them.
Alright, cool.
And if they jump in there, we'll get them in. Lemons, Michel, and Imri.
Yep, those are your 3 podium finishes. And it's a brilliant race. It took a while to get going. Very similar to how Singapore did a few weeks ago. I know I keep bringing up Singapore, but yeah, it's a brilliant race if you ask me. I'm very, very satisfied with how this evening has gone. Right, do you want to switch to the race chat?
Yeah, go on then.
Just waiting for Darragh to show up now, and
There we
our
go.
podium finishes too after that very exciting Grand Prix. So we'll see who we can get to join us here.
Michelle's join. That's
Okay.
good.
Charles,
Lemons might join. There
Lemons
is
as
Lemons.
well.
Speaking of the devil.
Yep.
Hello.
All right, mate.
How's it going?
Good, thanks. We'll get to the post race interviews in just a moment. We'll just see and wait if we can get Imre to turn up.
Yep, no worries.
Yeah, congratulations to the pair of you, both you and Michelle. Michelle, can you hear us, mate?
Sorry?
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Just making sure
yeah.
we could hear you on the
Okay.
stream.
Okay.
Turn up a little bit on my end. Darragh, do you want to do the questions or?
I can do, but yeah, I'll ask Michelle a couple of questions, and I've got to say, Michelle, how much do you owe Lemons for that second place? Because I know that he let you past to unlap yourself,
Yeah.
which wasn't needed for Lemons,
Yeah.
but it's really helped you out.
I mean, I very much
I
think.
have a confession, by the way. It was an illegal overtake.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, right.
I think he overtook me coming out of the pits. So I think he'd need to give that place up anyway. I think so, at
Yeah.
least. Or, yeah. So yeah, I was definitely lucky there because this was like perfect, inch perfect, to come out in this place. But yeah, there were a lot of things in this race that didn't go my way. I'm sure you saw a lot of them, my spins, etc. But yeah, I'm very happy with the result. And yeah, that last safety car saved this race for me, really.
I mean, well done again. I mean, that second place is out of the blue, pretty much. So yeah, I mean, you must be
Yeah.
really pleased.
Definitely. After yesterday's results of uni, today good info podium. So definitely happy, definitely excited. Definitely will have a drink.
Sounds good.
And yeah,
Yeah, that's always what I suggest to podium finishers. Have a drink once they're done with the day. So yeah, Michelle,
Yeah,
mate, you go right ahead.
maybe Shui.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Maybe.
If you tell them the video chat, we'll get you doing a shoey on stream if you want. Nah, I'm joking.
Ah,
you'll be age
I
restricted,
could
Zach.
do that if I won.
Really?
No, I probably not. I'm just being silly.
Ah, no, full stream taken down. Right, should we turn our attention to Lemons now? Ask Lemons a few questions. Lemons, you still there with us?
Yep, I'm still here.
Yeah, brilliant race with you there. Quite dominant in the end, if I do say so. I mean, talk us through it. What went down on your end?
Yeah, I started on the mediums because I knew I had to get a good start. So as soon as I did that, I knew I could just sort of hold that position. I saw that Chop pitted quite early. Chop fan. I call him Chop. Everyone calls him fan. But you know, like when you press the MFD and it says if you pit now, you'll come out like 10th or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just watching that, and it was just too far back if I pit, so I stayed out and out until the hard runners pit, just so I wasn't getting held up because it is so hard to overtake around here.
And that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you stayed out for a long time, about 23, 24 laps.
Yeah, it was 23 in the end. Yeah. As soon as I knew I was ahead of Chop, Yeah, I dived into the pits, but it was a bit scary with that safety car at the end because all the medium runners and soft runners, it felt like Spain again.
Fair enough. Also, I'll be honest. I've never called him. Is that what that means? Is that that's all it
C1
meant?
Tempe fan, yeah.
I've always just called him that. To be fair, or fan for short.
Looks like Chop, yeah.
I may have to ask him that once the stream's over. One other question: in terms of that late restart at the end, of course, on the first safety car when we got back to racing, you got away quite well, but not on that last one. So what happened
Yeah.
there? You just not get where you wanted.
Well, I was trying to push it quite wide, like mid corner, so that I could just accelerate out of it, get a better run. But I think the grip from Imri's medium tyres was too much, and he was right on the back of me. And then as soon as I went around turn one, I lost the grip coming out of that corner. So I was shitting myself that Imri was going to get past. But yeah, as soon as the tyres warmed up, it was plain sailing, really.
Yeah, fair enough. Last question. I'll direct this to both you and Michelle. So Michelle, we'll bring you back in for the moment. In terms of next week's race, we've got Abu Dhabi next. How is the Yas Marino as a circuit for you guys, especially on this new game with a different layout?
Yeah, it on the last game, it was one of my best tracks. I love Abu Dhabi as a track to watch anyway.
Same.
But this game, sorry, I just haven't got on with it. I don't know if it's setup issues or what. Like, I feel fast, but then everyone else is faster. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to go. Maybe the run comes to an end.
I mean, I'd say, at least from my perspective, I wouldn't mind seeing you drop some points to keep the championship close in the nicest way possible, of course. You'll be able to sort that out for me.
I'll try not to. I'll try and ruin your day. But...
Yeah.
And Michelle, we'll ask you the same question.
About Abu Dhabi, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I might be racing, but I've raced I think like once or twice in this game, and those weren't really good results. Maybe P4 in FPRL, I think, but still, I expect more of myself, and definitely more than I presented today. So we'll see. I'll stick with that. I don't want to make empty promises.
Fair enough. I think that'll be where we leave it for you guys. So, yeah, you guys are free to go if you want to have a drink, anything like that.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on the results.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Darren, so leave you any final thoughts before we end the stream?
Well, not really, but well done to the podium sitters, because it really was a test of, patience, making sure you kept on going without getting a penalty, and it came good for Michelle and Wardy nearly getting on the podium as well, but Lemons with another win.
Yeah, very tight, and especially in the battle for that podium towards the end. Will you be around for Abu Dhabi next week?
I will be, yes.
Alright, so everyone who's still in my stream, the Takeover Racing League, Twitch is the way to go. So for next week, same time over on the Twitch channel, Daryl will be there taking you through the race as he so often does in such a brilliant fashion. And until then, you guys, that'll be the end of the stream. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to follow the Takeover Racing League socials, and if you want to see action, at least from when I stream, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep the action going the last couple of races of the season. So until next time, you guys, from me it's goodbye, and from Darren, I assume it's goodbye as well.
Yes, it is.
Alright, so thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.